Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here in the middle of nowhere for a very good reason. We were selected by Toyota to gain access to the updated 2021 Toyota Supra. Not only do we have access to the upgraded inline-6 turbocharged engine Supra, which is this one right next to me, but we're gonna do something a little different. I'm actually getting access to the all-new for 2021 inline-4 turbocharged engine, that 2-liter inline-4 turbocharged engine. Unfortunately, I don't have the cars at the same time, but we're still gonna do a comparison Rady's Ride style between the two. But let's talk a little bit about the Mark V Supra. Still a lot of debate, but I'm happy to say I think some people are moving on and just accepting it for the Supra that it is. It's still a wonderful sports car that is so driver focused. And with the changes that they made for 2021, not only with the inline-6 turbocharged engine, but also that inline-4 turbocharged engine, there's something for everybody, and it's all in an improvement. So what I want to do is we're going to start with this 3.0 Premium, finished in Absolute Zero. That's the name of that pearlescent white color that they put all over this particular one. And then we're going to switch to the 2-liter inline-4 turbocharged engines. But right off the bat, still those same unmistakable lines now. When you see it, you know it's the new Supra. Headlight design, really, really unique with the multiple LED headlights, LED daytime running lamp. It's fascinating because if I cover up this section, it almost looks like the headlight housing off of the Mark IV Supra. Now we still have those pesky fake vents that we're working with, and that's something that you can make functional with a little time and money, but on the regular production one, they are not functional. Some of them are. As we drop down, you're gonna have that beautiful flat black extension on the front lip spoiler, and I love the way it curves up to direct that air. Functionality, this lower portion grille is functional, this top portion is not, but I think it was so smart from an aesthetic standpoint to take the white, bring it down with the black. As we come across the center section, this is really one of my favorite parts. It reminds me so much. You can see the identity to that FT1 concept car right in this area. Of course, this lower grille area is fully functional. We're gonna get some nice downforce and air to go into those radiators rather than underneath. We don't want air going underneath the car, but nice and low. And definitely, if you look closely, you can see the FT1 concept. You could also see touches of that Mark IV Supra. Now, when we get up onto the hood, I think it was great the way they took the tops of the fenders, blended it in with the hood. Very nice body lines, kind of curve off and then waterfall off the side. As we come around the bend, here's where you're going to be able to tell that this is a 2021 3.0 Premium Supra. Right there, it's that easy. On those 4-piston Brembo calipers, it's got the Toyota name and the Supra script. That is different for 2021. You're still gonna get this 19-inch wheel. It's actually 19 by 9 up front, 19 by 10 out back. This is a 255 series tire on the width, and very, very nice 35 series on the sidewall. Just the way it sits is great. I love the nice brushed aluminum with a little bit of gloss black. Really fits it to the T. And of course, you're gonna get those Michelin Pilot Sport tires. Gonna give you a nice stick to the asphalt here. As we go down the top of the hood, you do have another fake vent, which I am zonking the fake vents, but you can make them functional. Love the nice way that it's flat on the side, and then you have that extension of the body along the bottom and the separate sill extension that follows underneath that. That's all for aerodynamic assistance. It looks good, but it also helps channel air and keep that car planted. Now, the Supra 3.0 Premium, or just 3.0, the straight 6, this car actually sits a little bit lower than the 2.0. So something to notice looking at this one, and then when we look at the red 2-liter turbo, actually that one's a little higher. The roof design, really nice double bubble look. You have that fake vent here, not functional, but it looks really good. I'll tell you that much. And then into the beautiful fenders. The way they curve these fenders looks great when you're behind the wheel and you look out the side view mirror. 275s out back. Like I said, those Michelin Pilot Super Sport tires, gonna get the stick to the ground. And then we wrap out back, everything's still looking great, just like last year. The rear glass, love the shape, that duckbill spoiler. the Supra name badge, such an iconic name. And then the way they did the LED taillights with the turn signals, massive rear diffuser. They plucked this right off of their Le Mans winning, 24-hour Le Mans winning race car. You have your reverse lamp, multiple LED, one exhaust on each side. Of course, it's active, gonna give you some nice pops and bangs. But why don't we go ahead, pop the hood and see what's different on this inline six turbo Supra. All right, guys, we looked over the Supra 3.0. Now it's time to take a lap around the 2.0 and see how they differ. Off the bat, there's nothing different up front. You're still gonna get the same LED headlights as that Absolute Zero white Supra 3.0 that we looked at. You're gonna get LED headlights, LED daytime running lamps. Everything else is the same. The fake vents, the lower lip extension, even going up onto the hood, body lines are exactly the same. And Toyota did this for a reason. They really wanted you to have that pleasure of owning a Supra in its pure form, but also with trying to come in at a lower price point. Now, wheel and tire setup, here's the big difference. So you're gonna get an 18-inch wheel instead of the 19-inch wheel. This wheel is cast. The wheel on the one that we just looked at, that Absolute Zero, that's forged aluminum. So these wheels are a little bit heavier, a little bit smaller diameter-wise, but here's the good news. They're still 9 inches wide up front. So what that means is those same Michelin Pilot Super Sport tires, gonna give you the stick, gonna give you the grip, 255 on the width, 40 series sidewall. So that's a little different. And then lurking behind these different wheels, which these wheels still look phenomenal. The machined aluminum, the dark gray metallic, the rotors are a little smaller. So you got a 13-inch rotor instead of that 13.7. Instead of those beautiful bright red Brembo calipers, you're getting your standard caliper setup. Beneath this, there's no adaptive suspension. Going down the side though, everything else remains the same. We have gloss black mirror caps. That's an identifier saying that it's a different trim. On that Absolute Zero, they were flat black. Same exact side sill extension. And then coming to the rear, now you're gonna get 18-inch, but still 10 inches wide. So you're still gonna get that 275 on the width, Pilot Super Sport with a 40 series sidewall and no red caliper and smaller rotors. So that's still, you got 13-inch rotors, all four corners. Behind those rotors, in that center diff, you don't have that wonderful electronic limited slip differential at back. When we get to the back of the vehicle, the good news is you're still getting that nice, wide, sexy look, that duckbill spoiler that's all integrated nicely into the hatch area. We drop down, here's the big difference, the exhaust. So instead of it being brushed aluminum and a little bit larger, they're stainless steel and they're a little bit smaller. Still getting the same aggressive rear diffuser, the beautiful Supra badge, but why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hoods of these two Supras and see how they're different. All right guys, we got the hood popped, fenders, everything all up. Underneath that hood is the big talking point for 2021. Now before we get to the engine, one way to know that this is a 2021 are these two aluminum braces here that are connecting the top of the radiator area to the strut tower mounts there. That's actually going to help stiffen up the chassis, and those are made out of aluminum. The other talking point is underneath this engine cover. We're now looking at more power listed on paper. So still that 3-liter inline six turbocharged engine, 382 horsepower now. That's up from 335, 368 pound-feet of torque. It's all routed through that same slick shifting 8-speed from ZF, that ZF 8-speed automatic transmission. If you're wondering, well, Joe, how did we get to the extra power numbers? It's all been done through a new exhaust manifold and new piston design. There's that chassis retuning that's taken place. The good news is weight still looking good, 3,400 pounds. You got an active differential out back. And when it comes to 0 to 60, you're looking at around 3.8 seconds 0 to 60. When we're talking wheels, they're 19x9s up front, 19x10s out back, and rotors, 13.7-inch rotors up front, 13.6-inch rotors out back. And of course, up front, we have those Brembo calipers that are gonna clamp down on those rotors. But you can see they did some fine tuning, boosted the horsepower, gave us some extra bracing to help with handling. But if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's fire up this 2021 Supra and see what it sounds like. All right, guys, time for the biggest difference. Underneath the hood, still have the same awesome hood, same hood struts, is a different engine cover. It's a little shaped a little different than on the 3.0. They did that for a reason, to kind of cover up some of that empty space. But what you're looking at underneath that tasteful engine cover is the 2-liter inline-4 turbocharged engine. It's a twin scroll turbocharger, 255 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque. It's all routed through the same ZF 8-speed automatic transmission. This Supra is lighter, of course. You're looking at 3,181 pounds, 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. Still bringing the performance. Don't think of this as just a watered down Supra. Here's the interesting thing. Same top speed as the 3.0 Supra. It's because they're both electronically limited at 155 miles an hour. Another thing you'll notice that is missing is what gets attached here in the top of the bracket for the radiator. Is we're not having that aluminum bracing. One here and one there that attaches the top of the radiator bracing to the shock top mount here. That's another way to tell that this is different, and obviously you're not going to have as rigid as a chassis. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the interiors. But before we do that, let's hear these and see how they sound different. All right, guys, we're inside the 2021 Supra. I know you're at that point, you're like, Joe, if there's more horsepower, there's gotta be a higher price. Unfortunately, as of right now, I am not allowed to mention the price because of an embargo. The embargo says what auto journalists are allowed to say and what they are not until a specific date. Pricing is gonna come in June. This review I had to hold on to because of the driving impressions that are going to be in it when we go for a little spin. That was to be released today on May 13th. But I know you're probably saying, well, Joe, what am I getting that's new? Let's get to that. First off, the door panel. So still that great looking door panel, very simplistic, very clean. This one, being a premium, has the optional JBL sound system. That's a 12-speaker system. I like the contrast stitching, and I also like the way that gloss black around the window control switch there. It's not just regular gloss. It's actually got metal flake to it. Very, very small pocket for your super size Twinkie. Not super size, Supra size Twinkie that would go in there. Now, when you come to the dash, that same wonderful setup, super clean, love the stitching, love the way the silver integrates all the way over, soft touch material everywhere. This is sort of new for 2021. And the reason why is that all inline six, all 3.0 Supras, whether you get a base, a premium, or the special edition, they now come with an 8.8-inch infotainment system screen instead of the 6.5, which the base one came with. So this is standard across the board. At first, it may look awkward to just be stuck here like this. I'm telling you, it's at a great height and it works really well. Touchscreen and all. You drop down, you got your radio controls, you get a nice silver start-stop button. Heated seats, but no ventilated seats. Your dual climate control, very easy to use. You drop down, you got wireless charging, which is nice. And I like the way you could actually slide the phone underneath here and hold it in place, or you could have one wirelessly charging and then another one you put on top, because look, you have a USB right here and a 12 volt to charge that one. This is going to control that ZF 8-speed automatic transmission. Let me throw it in reverse. There's our backup camera. You have your radar technology to protect you as you're going through tight spots and whatnot. Put it back into park. Carbon fiber. Somebody spilled a nice sized bucket in here. Like the way the soft material comes all the way up. You got that BMW style Idrive controller, because remember, there's still a lot of that connection between this car being built with BMW and Toyota together. Sport button. There's only one mode. You either have it in sport or you don't have it in sport. So that's a really nice thing. You can shut off your traction control. You got your electric e-brake, 2 cup holders, no actual center console. This doesn't, it's a bug in here. This doesn't go up or anything like that. So it just stays standard. You have a little cubby for some Tootsie Rolls, and then the seats are a piece of race car heaven. Nice soft leather, the stitch work, love this brushed aluminum. They're 14-way adjustable, which is phenomenal. And they have the right amount of bolstering, just enough to make you happy, but not too much to where it's gonna squeeze you. All right, guys, now we're in the Supra 2.0. I got to show you what the 3.0 brings to the table for the price and for that trim level. When you go 2.0, what are you losing? So you're now only gonna have 4 speakers. You still got the JBL sound system, but now you have 4 speakers instead of 10. I think the biggest difference and why we're only gonna do the passenger side are the seats. Instead of them being full leather like the 3.0, you're gonna get this beautiful Alcantara with the perforated center. They're not heated and they're not electric assist. So they have manual controls. I do love the stitch work though. Bolstering is exactly the same. Overall shape of the seat is the same. It's just this center portion and the type of leather that they're using. And of course, like I said, the manual controls. A couple other things besides the heated seats and less speakers, you don't have a head-up display like in the 3.0. And then the pedals, which technically you can't even see, are black rubber instead of having that brushed aluminum look to it. Other than that, the interior, no wireless charging. That's another biggie, but still gonna get the beautiful carbon fiber, the same shifter, same 8.8-inch display. Everybody gets an 8.8-inch display. The wonderful soft material, the stitch work over here, all of that remains the same. It's just, like I said, less speakers, no electric assist seats, Alcantara, which is a great material, but it's not full leather, no head-up display, no brushed aluminum pedals, and you're getting just the no wireless charging. You're just getting a USB and a 12 volt. But why don't we go ahead, let's take these two for a spin and see where they really differ. All right, guys, it's been a super duper day, not only with one Supra, but two Supras. I definitely got to thank Corey and Zach with Toyota USA for getting us these two brand new 2021 Supras to bring to you. As you can see, yeah, when it comes to ultimate performance, the inline six, 3-liter turbocharged engine, now with more horsepower, more chassis work done to it, performs unbelievably. But this Supra 2.0 is definitely bringing the value performance-wise, having just enough to where it makes it fun, engaging, and you're in a Supra. But if it's comparisons like these that you want to keep seeing on the channel, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Ladies Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Ladies Rise merch. Got to get it at the Big Guns McGee, helping me get not only one, but two cars on camera for you. Thank you, Tom, for your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.